On July 28, 2025, the USS George Washington cuts through the Timor Sea, carrying 6,000 sailors through routine training operations. By that afternoon, one of those sailors was gone. Jose Antonio Rivera Lynch IV, 19 years old, has disappeared somewhere into the ocean below. The Navy mobilizes everything it has, searching 2,200 square miles for 48 hours straight. What follows reveals not just how the world's most powerful Navy responds to these emergencies, but why even that power can't always overcome the ocean's unforgiving nature. An overboard emergency on a Navy aircraft carrier sets off one of the most intensive rescue operations in military service. These vessels carry upwards of 6,000 people when you count the ship's crew and the air wing. The moment someone hits the water, hundreds of crew members shift into coordinated response mode. Rivera Lynch was serving as an aviation boatswain's mate aboard the USS George Washington during Exercise Talisman Sabre, a joint training operation with Australian forces. He had joined the Navy at 17, graduated high school in June 2024, and headed straight to boot camp. George Washington became his first assignment when the carrier moved to Yokosuka, Japan, that January. He had been in the Navy just over a year. The Navy reported him missing that Monday afternoon. What most people don't realize is that the exact moment someone goes overboard often remains unknown. Carriers maintain surveillance systems throughout the vessel, monitoring operations through camera coverage and equipment tracking. Investigators review all available footage and data after incidents occur to piece together what happened. The specific details of Rivera Lynch's case haven't been made public. But here's the real challenge. On a vessel this size, with thousands of personnel moving through different spaces, someone can be unaccounted for before anyone realizes there's a problem. That window, between the incident and when rescue operations begin, often determines everything that follows. The physical reality of these ships creates dangers that no amount of training can fully eliminate. Flight decks on Nimitz-class carriers sit roughly 60 feet above the waterline, about the height of a 6-story building. When the Navy conducts recreational swim calls, they lower sailors on elevators to approximately 30 feet, matching an Olympic diving platform. Even at that reduced height, proper entry technique matters to prevent injury. A fall from the flight deck means your body strikes the water with enough force to cause serious harm, broken bones, internal injuries, loss of consciousness. The impact can disable your ability to swim before the water itself becomes a factor. The ship creates its own hazards beyond the height. These carriers displace nearly 100,000 tons and maintain continuous forward movement. The hull generates turbulence and suction forces along both sides. Anyone in the water close to the ship faces the danger of being pulled underneath or colliding with the steel structure as it passes. Water temperature adds another layer of danger. The Timor Sea during July averages around 81 degrees Fahrenheit. That seems comfortable until you understand how the human body responds. Water pulls heat away from your body 25 times faster than air at the same temperature. Your extremities lose function within minutes. Hands that can't grip won't hold rescue equipment. Even physically fit swimmers find their strength failing as core temperature drops and exhaustion takes over. So how does the Navy respond when someone goes over the side? The protocol might surprise you. Navy procedure for overboard emergencies has developed through decades of real-world experience. The first crew member who witnesses someone going over calls it out immediately, identifying which side of the ship. That announcement spreads through the vessel as each person repeats the alert. Someone maintains visual contact by pointing directly at the person in the water, because once you lose sight of them against the vast ocean, recovery becomes nearly impossible. The bridge crew logs the exact coordinates the moment they receive the alert. The ship sounds its horn with 3 extended blasts, an internationally recognized distress signal. Emergency equipment goes into the water immediately. Life rings equipped with smoke markers and strobe lights get deployed to mark the location. Aircraft carriers have a significant advantage here compared to smaller Navy vessels. Destroyers and cruisers must execute complex turning maneuvers to bring the ship back around, which consumes valuable time. Carriers can launch helicopters within minutes if they are already prepared for flight operations. A helicopter reaches someone in the water far faster than steering a massive ship back to that position. Current technology includes man-overboard indicator systems that use water-activated transmitters. When these devices contact water, they send an automatic alert to the bridge within 3 seconds, providing directional information up to 5 nautical miles. But what happens when someone goes overboard without wearing the required safety equipment, or if the device fails to activate? Discovery depends on visual observation or routine personnel checks every 15 minutes, and in those critical minutes, the search area expands exponentially. The search operation for Rivera Lynch demonstrated the full scope of assets the Navy can mobilize. USS George Washington launched multiple helicopter squadrons simultaneously. The Golden Falcons deployed MH-60S aircraft configured for search and rescue. The Saberhawks sent up MH-60R helicopters equipped with sophisticated radar capable of detecting small objects on the ocean surface. The Warlords contributed additional search aircraft. 2 P-8 Poseidon patrol planes brought long-range surveillance capabilities to expand the search area beyond helicopter range. The entire carrier strike group participated. USS Robert Smalls, a guided missile cruiser, redirected to the search area. USS Shoup, a guided missile destroyer, joined the operation. The Australian Defence Force contributed patrol vessel ADV Cape Otway. Australian Border Force deployed a Dash 8 surveillance aircraft. This multinational response reflects requirements under the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, which obligates all vessels to assist regardless of nationality. Search operations continued without interruption for 48 hours. Aircraft flew systematic patterns while surface vessels covered designated sectors, collectively searching approximately 2,200 square miles of ocean. Weather conditions remained favorable with clear skies and good visibility. Water temperature held at 81 degrees Fahrenheit, warmer than scenarios where hypothermia becomes an immediate threat. Every factor that could favor a successful outcome was present. On July 30th, after exhausting the probable search area and extending beyond reasonable survival timelines, the Navy suspended active operations. Rivera Lynch was officially declared lost at sea. But why do these incidents so often end this way, even with all this capability? The ocean operates according to physical laws that even advanced rescue systems cannot overcome. Data compiled by the Navy examining casualties from 1970 through 2020 provides sobering context. The analysis covered 3,127 total casualties from all causes. Among these, 352 involved man-overboard incidents. More than 7 out of every 10 sailors who go overboard across all Navy vessel types do not survive. These numbers reflect physiological reality rather than inadequate rescue response. Even in relatively warm water, the human body cannot maintain core temperature indefinitely. Muscle function deteriorates. The physical effort required to stay afloat becomes impossible to sustain. When any significant delay exists between the incident and rescue operations, the window for successful recovery closes rapidly. Rescue operations involve genuine risk for the personnel conducting them. Rescue swimmers jump from helicopters into dangerous conditions. Helicopter pilots maintain hovering positions over open water in challenging circumstances. Small boat crews launch into conditions that threaten their own safety. The commitment reflects the Navy's principle that every effort will be made to bring people back. Technology continues advancing. Development focuses on automated detection systems using thermal imaging and artificial intelligence. Personal locator beacons have improved. Training programs have expanded. But the fundamental challenge persists. Operating these massive platforms in open ocean environments carries inherent risks that cannot be completely eliminated. Aircraft carriers represent more than just military strength. They embody a commitment that runs deeper than steel and technology. Every sailor aboard knows the Navy will move heaven and earth to bring them home if something goes wrong. That promise reflects what America values most about the people willing to serve. The ships will keep getting more advanced. The technology will keep improving. But the ocean sets its own terms, and the sailors who operate on it understand the real weight of that service. They go anyway, and that choice deserves recognition beyond what any statistic or procedure can capture.